And
How did you become a trainer? Because I know you train your son, and what was that transition like? Who was your first fighter? When did you become a trainer?
I've been doing this now since 1990 nonstop.
90?
Since 1990. So 32
Wow.
years, about to be 33 years. So I was training way before Shawn got started, training other fighters. How I got into training, even prior to that, like when I was playing football, when I was 13, 14 years of age, when I would leave my football practice, I would go get a little group of kids in the neighborhood and line them up. And I got T-shirts, and I put numbers on the back of their T-shirts with a marker and their name. They called me coach. I was walking around with a clipboard at 14 years old. So it was just a general thing it was a progression of things that I did at a young age with other kids, always helping kids and working with kids. But when I was in my early 20s, I got a really, really good job that I thought with a 401k plan and a retirement plan and dental and eye and all that kind of stuff. And being a single father and having that type of job, it was necessary for me to commit to the job 40 hours a week and to get that extra overtime whenever I could. So me turning professional at that time just wasn't going to work. So what I was doing was I was in the gym, and I just decided that I want to help a kid out, and I helped a kid. And the very first kid that I worked with, a kid in Akron, Ohio. So I had left the Cleveland area. So even though I say I'm from Cleveland, I left Cleveland in 1990. So I've been gone a long time.
Hmm.
So I've been gone a long time. So I left Cleveland in 1990, and I was down in the Akron area, and I was training a little kid by the name of DeAndre Johnson. We called him Flash, and he was the very first kid I ever trained. Um, Put him in a state tournament, he wins that. Put him in a regional tournament, he wins that. He goes to the nationals, and he makes to the finals of the National Junior Olympics. The finals of the National Junior Olympics. He wins this, he's going to be the number one kid in the nation. But he loses to a kid by the name of Hector Macho Camacho Jr. That's how far back I go with this. We fought Hector Camacho Jr. when they were 15 years old. And I think Hector's probably 45 now or something.
Yeah, yeah.
So but I was a young coach at that time, and that's what happened. Now, when the kid came home, he's number two in the nation, and everybody's pulling at him. Everybody wants him. Everybody's telling him how great he look, how great he is, and they're also telling him that young dude can't train you. He don't know what he's doing. You need to come with us.
Hmm.
And so there was this big fight over this kid that I was training. They wanted to get him away from me. And it actually came to a situation one day, it was about to become physical. And so the physical part that was about to happen was with me and his uncle. And in that situation, I thought about it, and I said, if I beat this guy up, this kid ain't gonna want to train with me no more anyway.
Yeah, it was family. Yeah.
If I beat his uncle up, like I'm gonna beat him up, because I beat you up, you getting beat down. You know, I yeah, I was pretty devastating when it came to when I do it, it's gonna be, there's nobody stopping it, ain't no timeouts, there's no, I it was bad. So I knew if I did this, I thought about it, I said, this kid ain't gonna want to train with me no more. If I beat his uncle, this is mother's brother. So older trainer, older guy, Mr. Campbell comes to me and he says, Kenny, I just got to tell you something. You're doing a great job with that young man, but blood is thicker than water. And he's just basically saying to me that that was his family. So the next day, Instead of coming in there and getting into a fight with this guy, because this is where it was leading up to. The next day, I came in there with two little kids, one 4 year old and one 5 year old. And I started training them. And that was my sons, Kenny and Shawn. And I said to somebody who asked me, "Oh, why are you training them? They ain't even old enough to box." And I said, "Yeah, but can't nobody take them away from me."
Hmm.
And so I started training my sons that next day. But I trained a lot of other guys. My sons weren't even old enough to even start competing. Trained a lot of other guys. And then, as we moved on throughout life and my career in amateur boxing and things like that, man, I did camps at Northern Michigan University. I did camps at Lake Placid, New York Olympic Training Center. I did camps at the Olympic Training Center in Colorado. I did those camps. I was there
And this was
two or
you.
three times a year.